What if Meghan Markle's marriage to Trevor Engelson wasn't her first? A bombshell court document has just been unsealed in California, and it changes everything. According to the filing, Meghan Markle allegedly tied the knot in 2004 with a Hollywood producer under a completely different name, years before she ever met Trevor. The marriage? Quietly annulled. The identity? A man 10 years older, deeply connected in the industry, and mysteriously absent from the public narrative until now. Why was it kept secret? Who helped her cover it up? And what does this mean for her carefully crafted image? Stay with us, because what we've uncovered will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Duchess. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It started with a whisper, a rumor that floated through a quiet corner of the internet. A grainy legal document surfaced, buried deep in a California court archive, almost lost to time. Most would have ignored it. Just another scanned paper from decades ago, filed under an unfamiliar variation of a name. But one keen-eyed legal researcher didn't ignore it. They zoomed in, scrutinized the handwriting, the date, the signatures, and their hands froze. There, in black ink, was a name that would turn the royal world on its head. It didn't say Meghan Markle. It said Rachel Meghan M. But the surname wasn't Markle. It wasn't Engelson either. It was a name never before linked publicly to Meghan. Next to hers was a man's name. Not Trevor Engelson. Not a boyfriend from college. Not even an actor. A Hollywood producer. Older, wealthier, and, until now, completely unknown to the public in connection with Meghan. This wasn't just gossip. This was certified. A marriage license. A legal union. From 2004. Years before she met Trevor. Years before she starred on Suits. Years before she even became the woman the world thought it knew. And then came the second shock. It was annulled. Quietly. Discreetly. Filed under seal. No media coverage, no public announcement, not a single trace in the celebrity tabloids of the time. For over 2 decades, this part of Meghan Markle's life was invisible. Hidden. Protected. Buried. Now it's out. And with it comes a cascade of questions. Why wasn't this marriage ever mentioned? Why was it filed under a modified version of her name? Who is this producer, and what kind of relationship did they share? More importantly, who knew about it, and who worked to cover it up? This story isn't about gossip. This is about truth, reputation, power, and the rewriting of personal history. For years, the public has been fed a carefully curated image of Meghan Markle, a self-made actress, a trailblazer, a modern duchess who broke the mold. But what if that image wasn't built from the ground up, but instead constructed layer by layer to obscure something far more complicated? Think about what this revelation means. The royal family's decision to allow Meghan to marry into the House of Windsor was unprecedented in many ways. She was a divorcee, yes, but that was Trevor. That was the story. One marriage. One divorce. Public, acknowledged, documented. Now, that foundation is crumbling. What if it was based on half the truth? What if one of the most scrutinized women in modern history had an entire chapter of her life locked away behind court seals? To understand why this matters so deeply, we must consider the institution she married into. The British royal family isn't just a family, it's a centuries-old political machine. Marriages are more than unions, they're strategic alignments. Every detail matters. Bloodlines, reputations, public perception, moral standards. When Meghan married Prince Harry, it wasn't just a wedding, it was a collision between 2 worlds. Hollywood ambition and royal tradition. And now, we're learning that Meghan's past may have been even more carefully managed than we thought. The name on the document is verified. The signature matches. The producer's name has already begun circulating, and while he hasn't publicly commented yet, several former acquaintances have already begun whispering. He was older, influential in industry circles, known for being intensely private. His connection to Meghan during her earliest acting days now raises uncomfortable questions about mentorship, opportunity, and power dynamics. The secrecy surrounding the annulment is just as strange. Legal experts note that most annulments leave a paper trail, even if discreet. This one was sealed. It was never meant to be found. Some insiders speculate there may have been a confidentiality agreement in place, which would explain the total silence over the past 20 years. Others suggest more troubling possibilities. Perhaps even pressure from third parties to erase the past before Meghan's public profile began to rise. And this didn't happen in a vacuum. This comes at a time when public trust in celebrity narratives is more fragile than ever. We've seen what